Yeah. Hi. Hello, everyone. This is Shanmugaraj. Welcome to my channel. One of the aims of this channel is to build a global knowledge sharing platform in the domains of agile, project management, and leadership. You can help me with that either by subscribing to this channel or sharing the videos with your friends who are in need of it. Right? Having said that, let us get into today's topic. Currently, we're discussing advanced topics in SAFe 6.0. We are continuing coaching flow series. Today we're going to discuss about step 2 of coaching flow, which is establishing Kanban systems. We have already discussed a 5-step process for implementing a flow-based system. We talked about facilitating value stream mapping. Second step is establishing the Kanban system that we are going to discuss today. Other 3 steps I'll be putting a separate videos on last 3 steps of coaching flow. Let us look step number 2, which is establishing the Kanban system. Kanban systems occur in SAFe at every level. They are used to visualize work, streamline the flow of value, and create a connected system to align strategy and execution across the organization. And while the different levels of the organization have their context, there are a set of common steps that apply when setting up any Kanban system. First steps in establishing Kanban system is map the workflow. The foundation of Kanban is to start by mapping the current workflow. A value stream map that we discussed in my previous video that provides a necessary input here. So once you map the workflow, then you arrange the workflow steps. Once the workflow has been identified, the steps are arranged on a Kanban board. This may not be identical to the current workflow, since decisions may be made to merge or split specific steps or add new steps that represent review states. A Kanban with too many steps can make it over complex, while too few can hide bottleneck and non-validated steps. So you need to have optimum steps. Then you identify the buffer state. Identify buffer states to help manage variability in the workflow. Buffers show bottlenecks and delays in the system. Reducing the variability in the size of the work system may allow you to reduce the buffer size. Final step is create policies. A Kanban board makes processes and policies explicit. For example, each state's entry and exist policies clarify what a team needs to do before a work item can be pulled into next state. Some examples of the policies could include the definition of done for a work item, who can add, change, prioritize the backlog, how to handle emergency requests, what to do when team members become blocked from doing their work, who can move an item to the next state. Two more important things while you establishing Kanban system are assigning initial WIP limits and identifying a class of service. Assigning initial WIP limits, right? As part of the process, teams take the inventory of all their WIP and establish realistic constraints that will help enable value flow. When establishing these WIP limits for each step, it is prudent to consider the capacity of the next step in the Kanban system. There is no value in creating more work than the next step can process, right? Some states like funnel and done usually do not need WAP limits, right? So if you look at this picture, there's a workflow we are defining here, right? So start with the funnel, then we're defining ready, building, integrating, and validating. Funnel and done did not have WAP limits, but because it does not require it. If you look at other states, right, defining has 3 as WAP limit, ready has 4, in progress of building has 2, ready of building has 4, right? These are the examples of putting WAP limits. So you need to ensure that the capacity of the next step while putting the WAP for the current system so that the current state cannot become a bottleneck for it. Then you can identify the class of service, right? Kanban class of services have 2 primary purposes: categorizing the work items according to their priority and the ability to specify different individual policies for a specific work item type. The typical classes of service include standard, expiate, and fixed date. Right? So this is about a categorization. You can have a specialized policies for each class of service. Right? For expedite kind of group category, right? So that system need to flow faster. So accordingly, you can put your policies, you can define your policies and definition of done according to that. So this picture gives an example of Kanban system with states, WAP limits, and class of service. With that, we have come to the conclusion of this particular video. Hope you guys got a fair view on how to go about establishing Kanban system, which is a step number 2 in coaching flow. We talked about number of steps, creating a workflow, identifying a buffer state, pulling the policies, and we talked about WAP limits and class of service, right? So hope you guys like this kind of videos that helps you to improve your agile knowledge and agile vocabulary. In turn, I believe that helps you in our career as well. So with that, I'm signing off. See you in next video.